Hello, trading is closed on May 4th, 2016. We had a few calls yesterday. One of them I expected a gap outside of the day's range, and that happened. I said we were getting close to a bottom, but that didn't preclude lower prices from printing first. So we got the lower prices, and the question is that it? Are we going to rally from here, or is the drop over? We'll talk about that in just a minute. Well, the only signals we got today from MEJT, it said that was false, that was false. It didn't like this move either. We came close enough to the target of 20.4822 to make it optional. Optional targets almost always print, but they don't really have to. Well, let's look at the good stuff first, and then let's look at the not so good stuff. The good stuff is we gapped down, hit a series of lower lows, and closed over all of them. That's positive unless we promptly take out this low here. What's not good is that typically when you have a direct hit like this, you get a strong move in the other direction. And this is a pattern which, if it does not take out this high early at tomorrow's open, early in tomorrow's trade, particularly by having a gap over it at the open, typically has a very ominous implication because this is a strongly bullish pattern. If that doesn't pan out, it's usually major league trouble. We pointed out that the Bollinger on the McClellan oscillator for the NASDAQ was being undercut. Once we have a reversal, that marks a bottom, but there's no reversal yet. We have a number of things we'd like to see at bottoms, but some other things we don't like to see. Well, here's your 30-minute chart. Here's bar 13 of your sequential buy signal. Here's lower lows and higher lows on the MACD for the divergence on the 30-minute chart. In alignment with that is bar 13 of a sequential buy signal and an early bar 13 of a combo buy signal on the 65-minute chart. Well, all those things are good. What's not so good, in addition to the failure of the market to rally, is we're undercutting important support levels. We said yesterday that the close of bar number 8 of countdown had held. It broke today on a closing basis. That's not good. Figures it would break as soon as I gave up on that happening. Here was your big triangle. Here was the meeting at the apices. The apex of the triangle bounced off it, and instead of going over those highs, we've now undercut this low in some of these lines. That's often a sign of big trouble. So once again, I'm predicting a gap out of the day's range. If we gap up over this high, I really think we have all we need for a strong rally, and this would be the target. If we gap under these lows and don't reverse it quite promptly, that could lead to major league trouble. I got a comment on one of my YouTube videos today that this won't be seen. Well, that's how the system works. These are all the failed targets from a 2-year, 4-month period. And they came right at this low and right at this high, and that was it. We have some failed targets here. I have no doubt that they're going to print later. But if this one fails up here, that's part of the system, and it's a sign of a major league top. So tomorrow's trade could be very important. Looking for a gap outside of the day's range. If the gap's higher, I think we could have a decent rally. But if it undercuts this low, then support has failed. And if it isn't reversed promptly, there could be a lot more downside to come. And that's today's call.